ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. It's your boy, Sauce Mackenzie. Follow me on all socials at Concrete Genius Pod. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you for tapping in. As I explored briefly on the previous segment, I was talking about how the FBI is going after juveniles that commit crimes. Now, a lot of the crimes that they're going after are crimes committed mostly by minorities and low-income kids. And what's going to happen is it's going to allow them to charge your kid with a federal crime that's going to hinder them forever, and it's also going to take them away to a federal facility. All the days of wiping their hands clean because the kid's a juvenile, they're getting done with that. So we as Black people got to come together urgently as soon as possible to do something for the benefit of these kids. And we can't keep talking about what about, right? See, that's the problem sometimes we as Black people don't understand. The playing field's never going to be level, right? So you got to play with the hand you dealt. That's why I get so disgusted when we cross each other, we stab each other in the back, we do so many treacherous things to each other. We don't treat each other with no compassion, no understanding. We always judge each other by the harshest criticisms instead of trying to fix us. You see what I'm saying? Because nobody gives a fuck about us. They're going to take from us. They're going to poach from us. They're going to take culture. They're going to take slang. They're going to take all this. They're going to take. And once they take it, it's gone, right? Like the word woke, right? Woke used to mean, I'm aware of myself. I'm aware of my culture. I'm Black. I know who I am. I got an understanding of what's going on in the world. I'm awoke. White people then took the shit and just took it, and it's mean like we don't give a fuck about nothing. They don't have no understanding what the word means. Fuck around and find out. Like, once white people get a word, and I'm just not saying the cool intermediate white people, I'm just saying the white people, the white woman with the American flag and the tiger in her bio. Once they get a word, they don't know nothing else but that word. All they know is them dusty ass Under Armours and them crumped up ass jeans and that balled up ass shirt. And all they know is to say DEI per capita 6%. That's it. And that's fine. Them people gonna be there because in the street, them people ain't gonna say nothing to you unless it's 9 million of them and you by yourself. But what they will do is influence the politicians who make the laws. And let me be the first to say, crime is a socio-economic issue. But crime is also an American issue. We've always held criminals to the highest esteem. We've always glamorized criminals. I don't care if it was Al Capone, Nino Brown, John Dillinger, Bugsy Siegel, the mafia, the black gangs, the white gangs, the Italian gangs. This nation has always had an infatuation for criminals. Now, what end of the crime spectrum you on is what matters. And when you poor, you on the bottom of that spectrum. See, you can have $10 billion and steal $5 billion, and they'll be like, it's just business. But you can have $10 and go steal a $30 coat, and they'll want you confined for the rest of your life. That's how America works. And when you poor, they don't give a shit about you. But the one thing they not gonna let you do is disturb the confines of the people who doing better than you. And y'all are not gonna be able to come in these residences where these people got these $500,000 homes and breaking cars. I'm sorry. And I say this as somebody who don't want their car broken in, but also as somebody who used to steal cars. It's gotta stop. Because they criminalizing our boys anyway. The media, social media has all our children want to be gangsters and thugs and violent and put the money sleeves up their arm and rappers and get quick schemes, and we all want to crack cars and be scammers. Ain't nobody scared. Everybody's scared to be poor. Don't nobody want to say, man, I'm going through it, unless they crashing out and they get on the internet and crash out. I can't got nobody. We've lost the sense of community among Black people to just have compassion for people who not doing well. Now, we still got our giveaways and our fundraisers, but what good is your giveaway if you got to record everything you're giving away? I give away a lot every year, man. Probably $10,000 worth of stuff, at least, every year. Probably for a long time. And I rarely record it because I don't want the person I'm giving it to be attached to me because I gave them something. You know what I mean? I want them to have the pride of not nobody knowing what they got from me, you know? So we don't even give from sincerity no more. We don't help kids from sincerity no more. It ain't nowhere for our kids. These mega churches ain't doing nothing for the kids, right? And then when we do get lucky enough to get a grant or get in charge of a program, then we get some freakazoid, sexual deviant, Uncle Ruckus ass nigga that want to give up the grant money to eat some coochie, some kind of loser ass nigga in a Buick LaCrosse, $2,005 Dodge Charger or something. Some sexual deviant weirdo. You got to fight through those kind of apples to get your kids some help. So it's hard out here for a single mom. You niggas want to have sex with everything moving. You have no morals, no objectivity. You don't have the discipline to be horny and say, you know what, I'm a horny ass nigga, but let me keep my horniness away from the movement. So now we at a state of despair. We giving kids tablets at 2, 3 years old. They desensitized to the violence. They desensitized to the poverty. They desensitized to education. Kids can't write in cursive no more. They can't read. They can't think. We have no conflict resolution skills. Kids can't fight by hand. So they either jumping somebody or they getting shot, right? And then we worrying about twerking and pop the balloon, Cardi B. And they're going to send your kids to the fucking Fed joint in Colorado and you're going to be feeling dumb talking about how racist America is. You know how y'all was mad last week for 36 hours, now it's right back to the niggatry. All I'm saying is keep an eye on your kids, man. Like, be vigilant. It is not the time in America to be committing crimes, especially if you're a child. These beds got to be filled up. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. You rocking with the Flies Nigga Live. Y'all know I kick that real shit, man. So yeah, this is a very delicate subject, so I won't get straight to it. Everybody know the senseless tragedy that happened last week. Thoughts and prayers. I didn't speak about it really because I feel like sometimes in America now, regardless of what side of the aisle you on, when somebody passes, I feel like people pimp the act for engagement, right? So out of respect for that man, like, I didn't tweet about him when he was here. I'm not going to use his name for clicks. Not one tweet, not one engagement. I ain't doing it. You got freedom of speech? My condolences. I've gotten death threats, my condolences. And people are mad, right? So when people are mad and you ain't mad, sometimes it's best to mind your business. And both sides mad, you know? And a lot of people getting doxxed, losing their jobs, trying to be Nat Turner, trying to use your words for some engagement. And the people who got the ability to make you lose your job then cost you your job, right? Y'all do what y'all do. I'm not bringing up that subject because I feel like it's cowardly to bring up somebody in death that I ain't talk about in life. All you should say is condolences and thoughts and prayers. Because I don't like pimping nobody's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't my community, right? But I do ask this question. Whoever's on the internet listening, can we use that same effort, that same energy that people use to type per capita, black fatigue, low IQ, usual suspects? Does anybody know a child molester? Does anybody know a pedophile? Just one. Can we work on kind of getting the pedophiles off the street, right? If I take my energy and my voice and I speak on trying to condemn black crime and speak on the ills of the black community, which I already do, and I convince more black men to assist in their community, and we got to clean up the black community. Can y'all give me a hand cleaning up the white community, you know? That's all I ask. Because for some reason, a large portion of white America is affected by crime that's 30, 45, 50 minutes away. Now, you should be affected by all crime in America. What happened to the young lady on the train in Charlotte was tragic, right? But even that gets politicized because if a white man had killed her, it wouldn't be no discussion. If she was a black woman, it wouldn't be no discussion. If he was a white man and she was a black immigrant, it wouldn't be no discussion because we don't even care about black immigrants. So in America, the dynamics got to strike light to match for us to even care. And with all that energy we using, and this is for black people too. I don't want to just, but we got to fix some other shit. We got to fix our kids. We got to fix the violence. I just told y'all about that. So anybody screaming low IQ and fatigue and the usual suspects and 4% of y'all commit 85% of the crime and fatherless kids and whatever trope you on, that's your business, bro. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I know plenty of black husbands, black fathers, right? I'm not going down that road with you. All I ask is for some of you provocateurs on social media. See, a lot of y'all using that man's tragic situation for engagement. And I just ask, whenever you're done, I can't tell you how to mourn. Can we use some of this energy for sex offenders? Can we be outraged about who's hurting children? See, the one thing I always say, I could never be pro-black without being honest about whatever problems are affecting the black community. See, when you black, you don't even get the liberty to complain about whatever conditions happened to you prior to this. You can complain if you another ethnicity or nationality, but you can't complain about what happened to you if you're black, right? But being pro-black without being honest enough to comment on the ills of the black community is impossible. You know, I couldn't call myself someone who wants advancement for people that's black without criticizing some of the ignorance that we see in music, that we see on TV. Now, do we control the TV? No. But it's also better options of music, better options of TV that we can look at. It's still books that you can read. It's still ways for you to teach your children how to count and read before you dump them off on the school system you know don't care about them. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't speak on the ills of the black community and what we can fix on our own. Because if we fix us, it's easier to go to whoever's in charge and say what we want. I'm not a hypocrite. There's a lot of ills in the black community. A lot of lack of conflict resolution, you know? But I've always been that guy. If you go through any of my old videos, I'm always admonishing ignorance among my people. I call out my people a lot. So all I ask is for somebody that's radical and Caucasian to speak about the hypocrisies and the ills of your own community and not blame nobody. See, I'm beyond blame right now because I know people don't give a fuck about what you went through when you black, right? So it's up to us to teach it, but also teach us how to navigate it. I'm beyond the blame game. But I ask this as a courtesy. I don't have no problem with nobody saying they pro-white. If your cause is to preserve the white race, that's your right as an American. All I say is that you're not honestly committed to that cause if you're not worrying about the problems that's affecting your community. If you think being pro-white is screaming about some black people that you will never see in your life, you are an idiot, right? Because I know some dudes who stand that hard line. I've been locked up with some of them brotherhood guys. I've been around some dudes who pretty deep in the trenches when it comes to their race and their heritage. And a lot of y'all, they don't give a fuck about. And another thing, they don't really give a fuck about what black folks going on. You know how I know when white dudes are really serious about the preservation of the white race? Because that's all they give a fuck about, right? So all these people on the internet, you guys are the pawns. You guys are the ones who's struggling financially, but you need something to be mad about. So they give you all these terms to make you feel like you better than the niggas. See, it's not 1965. I don't say that because y'all not running government or y'all not running law enforcement. No, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is y'all got y'all own problems, right versus left. And not only that, when you got your fake profile pic or your real profile pic and your face looks miserable, you don't get facials. You may go to Great Clips 2-3 times a year. I can tell you're not happy. So you not hurting a black man that's then survived all that and living well by calling him out his name. You know who you could call out if you had the balls? So all I ask, anybody that's white and somewhat radical watching this, that's your right. Like, you got a right to believe in what you want to believe. And also, I got to have the social discipline and the social awareness to not be emotional because of your beliefs. We all men at the end of the day, fathers, husbands, most of us. So I'm going to carry myself with respect, and I'm not going to infringe my beliefs on you, and I like the same respect. But I also know as an American, you got that right to have them beliefs. I don't get emotional about it, but I don't need you guys emotional either, you know? Let's not always just resort to blame the blacks, you know? Because if we was really that insignificant, you probably, right? And I just need somebody that cares to start lamenting and bringing to light some of these pedophiles. And I don't care if the pedophiles you dox are black, white, Hispanic, Indian. Let's get some of them foreign pedophile niggas up out of here. Let's get the black pedophiles out of here. Let's get the white pedophiles out of here. Let's get the Hispanic pedophiles out of here. But let's just put some of that rage, whenever y'all done, thoughts and prayers. I'm not going to tell nobody how long no more. But when you get a minute, let's really protect the kids. Let's put a halt to some of these school shootings, right? Let's protect the kids. I don't want no smoke, man. I grew up a Ryan Sandberg fan. I don't want no problems. But the thing about me is I worry way more about the problems in the black community than I do the ones in the white community. But you know the only problem that gets preferential treatment over all problems is pedophile. And I know some of you people on this internet calling black folks niggers and low IQ and black fatigue and the usual suspects and per capita and I'm so tired and Chicago. A lot of y'all know a pedophile. A lot of y'all are pedophiles. Check that hard drive, buddy. And last but not least, because this is good, but we got to go. I need y'all, Americans, right? First of all, I got an idea. Nobody, no party should be holding an office if your parents or grandparents weren't born in the United States. Nobody, I say your parents, right? If your parents weren't born in the United States, you shouldn't be able to hold a political office. If you wasn't born in the United States, I don't care if you become a U.S. citizen, you should not be able to hold a political office. No foreign-born person should have influence over American politics. I don't care how bad shit get between black, whites, and Hispanic. I don't care. But if your parents weren't born in the United States and you weren't born in the United States, you're a guest. So you know where the dysfunction came in? Obama got elected. So the people that just were kind of tolerate niggas kind of on the fringe, they started using him as an excuse to say he brought racial turmoil to the United States. Because he was black. You didn't like it. Pissed you off. You start calling him whatever you start calling, right? And I'm not go to bat for Obama guy. I'm just telling you the story. Things got bad, right? And then to combat that, we started having rightful protests to unjust police shootings, right? And he couldn't really take a stand because y'all already didn't like him. See, he should have let his nuts hang, but that's a different story. And during those protests, it was agitators making these protests a lot worse and a lot more violent than they had to be. But you know who got blamed for it? Black people. And then that incited the rise of all these foreign guys. See, when you come to America, you don't know no better, and you want to align yourself to what you think is the majority, you start kicking blacks. That's why we get all these Africans and all these, I ain't gonna, Caribbean niggas be cool. I ain't finna lump y'all with a lot of the African niggas. Caribbean niggas really stand on their square. I'm not finna lump. Some of you niggas be cool a little bit, but not to the percentage of some of these African motherfuckers, right? But y'all do cool. Y'all came over here and started trying to line yourself with what you feel was a dominant majority. Okay, it's right, basic coward move. You go to school, you want to hang with the people you think the toughest and the most popular. Not knowing that white folks don't give a fuck about you, man. Niggas be like, man, I hate these niggas, man. I'm ready to help you fight for the preservation of the right ways. And white people be like, shut up, nigga. No matter how much you down black people, you Africans, you 3 generations away from not knowing who the fuck your great-granddaddy is. I don't want to hear from you niggas, man. We need to keep politics American. And that's what's wrong with the country. It's too much foreign influence. A lot of these fake profile pages that incite the violence and the ignorance spewed by the dumb Americans are foreigners. A couple of different countries. I'm not going to say who. Not me, buddy. But a few different countries. And they all over here playing with our emotions like yo-yo. A yo-yo. But you shouldn't be in office if you wasn't born in the United States. And that goes for Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians. I don't care what you is. If your parents wasn't born in the United States, you shouldn't be in office. If you are a first-generation immigrant, you shouldn't be in office. We don't want to hear your opinion on American politics. Black and white people it wasn't never harmed me, but we was doing all right. Now here come all these foreign motherfuckers. Why do we got so many foreign people that's having influence on American elections? You know why? They wanted to make America a mess. See, we was chilling at the top. Whatever problems we had between black people and white people, and really didn't have no problems. Whatever problems blacks and Mexicans had, we worked it out at the surface level. Blacks and whites, we worked it out at the surface level. We fought our fights. But it was all in-house. And America was the dominant superpower. Now here come all these fucking foreigners meddling, giving their opinions, holding positions in the House and the Senate and all these other fucking places, Congress. And now we got foreign pundits and foreign far rights and foreign left rights. And whole shit's gone to shit, bro. We let too many outsiders in America start telling us what America is. And I don't know about you, but man, my grandfather fought in World War II. My great-grandfather fought in great-grandfather fought in World War I. My other uncle fought in the Korean War. So I got a right to the cloth of this country. A piece of that flag is mine. And ain't nobody gonna take it from me. And if your grandparents fought in the Union or the Confederacy or whatever lineage you got, this flag is yours too. But if your daddy came over here with a stick from North Africa, you welcome. But you don't got no business in American politics. South Africa, you don't got no business in American politics. Now, I don't give a fuck. And I don't care if you left wing, and that's what's the problem. So now everybody's fucking confused. And the default is fucking niggers. See, everybody think it's okay to be racist to black Americans. They think that's really the way to go. But we don't give a fuck about you. Because we've been dealing with bullshit for years and years and years and years and years. But you're never going to be accepted by the people you're trying to be accepted by. So you might as well give it up and create your own shit. Or just go back to the fucking country you're from. I'm sick of fucking people not born in America. I don't give a fuck about your visa, your citizenship, having such strong opinions on the United States of America. If your fucking grandparents didn't fight in a fucking war, if your grandparents weren't here during World War II, your parents weren't here during the invasion of Iraq in the 90s. Your parents weren't here with George H. Bush, Jimmy Carter. Your parents weren't here for the Korean War, for the Vietnam War. You need to shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your opinion. I would rather hear the opinion of a bigot than I would a motherfucker who just got over here on a canoe. I don't care if you white or black from South Africa, Ukraine, North Africa. I don't want to hear your opinion in American politics. And that's the problem. And until we realize that's the problem's only gonna get worse. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. It's your boy Big Sauce. Follow me on all socials at Concrete Genius Pod. Last but not least, congratulations, Cardi B. As a grown man, I'm not gonna dissect the pregnancy or the merits of her pregnancy. I respect pregnancy. That's conceiving a life, you know. And I still also Offset's wife and Offset one of the guys. Hoorah! You know what I mean? I fuck with Set, you know what I'm saying? But I want to say, right? I don't know no time in history where a black woman could get on TV and say she having a baby as a married woman by another man and it not be totally condemned by society. See, black women, y'all been bamboozled. This lady done stole your slang, stole your language, then tried to make Hispanic women the predominantly lead actress when it come to one black man, thinking they the sexiest and they the most provocative when really black women can never be replaced. She gets on here, she acts what she think is ghetto and ignorant, and she just gets loved on. Do you know how the world would be vilifying Nicki Minaj if she got pregnant as a married woman? A black woman couldn't even get pregnant a year later from divorcing a nigga. Y'all gonna tear apart. A black woman can't even get married get pregnant by a husband without y'all tearing apart sometimes. You niggas had more fucking angst for, what's the girl name, Chloe Bailey? You had more angst for Chloe Bailey than you did Cardi B. You know why? Because y'all celebrate everything that's not black. See, y'all like when people put on black face and they roll their neck and they act like what they think black women act like. But this lady is the poster child for ratchetness. Ain't no excuses for it. And then to be sitting up there with Gayle King on Good Morning America, like, you still married. And so these low values get presented to us, and we got to eat them up. So I just got one question for Black America. Could a black woman have a child by another man while she married and get this much grace? I need y'all to tell me, because we kick black women for getting shot. We kick black women for having a baby. We kill black women for dressing sexy. We kill Megan for dressing sexy and getting shot, right? It's her fault. Nicki Minaj, we kill her for getting married. And don't tell me what you think the charges is. I done researched that. We kill her for having a family. She mind her business. We kill black women on a daily basis. We kick they fucking back in for just being beautiful, just existing. And yet, we let this Hispanic woman say nigga. We let her abuse our culture, pimp our culture. We lie about her musical talents. Now she culture vulturing. Oh, I got Janet Jackson. Whatever, man. That's not really my bag, bro. If I don't like music, I don't really talk about it. But what I do talk about is somebody got to be an umbrella for black women. See, all I ever dated was black women, good or bad, whatever they say about me, had a relationship with, all I ever protected, all I ever loved, sneezed on, coughed on, ate a fork of food from, asked out on a date was black women. I ain't never looked at a Hispanic woman in my life. Just ain't my thing. So I'm more for the preservation of the way we treat it and the way we treat each other. And she gets so many passes for glorified ignorance. Man, you think a black woman could throw some shit at a foreign airport and not get in trouble? She threw some shit at the Raw Ali lady while the lady was in the wheelchair. Who the fuck is gonna defend black women? This Hispanic woman is a fucking menace. And we just kissing her ass. Cause she not black. But she act black. See, that's what y'all love about us. That's what y'all envy about us. The way we act, the attitude, the sassiness, the intelligence, the toughness, the pop off. But see, if she was black, y'all would be calling her Shaquisha, a Bonisha. And so when I say how images are presented, we gotta start calling things out. And everybody get a boost off the backs of fucking hip hop. Everybody heat off hip hop, right? And I don't care how many black men she sleep with, she ain't black, nigga. And I'm Congrats on having a baby. That's y'all business. A baby is not nothing to play with. But all I'm saying is we got to stop moving the goalposts. And we got to stop. The least protected person on earth is the black woman. It ain't black men. It's the black woman. And this lady is perpetuating a level of ignorance and cosplaying and never getting none of the scrutiny, half of the scrutiny of black women that don't do 1/3 of what she doing. Like I say, man, we kill Holly Bailey. We kill fucking JT. We kill any female rapper. Unless they look like Cardi B, Lotto, or Ice Spice, y'all don't give a fuck, man. And I'm talking to some of you niggas. I ain't just talking to the media, even though the media like Gayle King, that's some bullshit, because you wouldn't interview a black woman that was pregnant while she was married with another man's baby and celebrating, hey, I can say what I want. Like, I'm so tired of that ignorant, broken English shit, man. And I hated to do this because I respect her hustle. But you pimping us now. You pimping my people. You pimping black culture right now. And it's unfair to black women with some type of knowledge of self. Your ignorance is getting too much of a gloss and a pass because you're Hispanic, but then you get up there and you act super ignorant. And so you get to play the role of the poor ghetto black girl, but you're Hispanic, you get all these passes, you know. Ain't no pregnant, married black woman that's pregnant by another man getting on the cover of Vanity Fair. Shit, man. The media dog out Beyonce harder than they do Cardi B. And she been with one nigga damn near her whole life. And if I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. You know, I ain't trying to piss off you Spanish New York niggas. Like, y'all got it. Whatever y'all do up there, y'all throw the word nigga around and shit like burritos. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That's y'all business. But what I am saying is somebody got to stand up for black women. One of you gutless podcasters, maybe they got a little bit bigger platform, got to stand up for black women. And this lady is a character of an ignorant black woman, but she gets all the benefits of a Hispanic sex pot, and nobody's saying nothing. I'm not talking about Gayle King. Like, we know who Gayle King is. But man, black people, stand for something or fall for anything. And just because somebody mocks your culture to make money doesn't mean you have to celebrate it. And I ain't asking you to go to the streets and be Marcus Garvey and Nat Turner, because you got to do what you got to do. But all I'm saying is, if Nicki Minaj and her husband separated this month and she was pregnant in February, y'all would be calling her all kind of whores, man. And y'all know I'm telling the fucking truth. And let the truth set you free. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com, man. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. These thoughts and opinions are those of me and me only. And good luck on that album dropping. We're going to do a review on it. Peace. And shout out my dog, man, Paris the icon, man. Paris, y'all follow Paris on X, man. Paris be dropping them fucking jewels, man. And I'm always leery about black women that don't call out hypocrisy. And Paris calls out hypocrisy, man. And a lot of y'all too chicken shit to call out hypocrisy. Concrete Genius Media, man. Tap in. Peace.